I'd like to reiterate some of your points, like, hey, you got really good wood too, you know what I mean? But the greatest wood comes from New Heights, and that's a Cincinnati legend through and through in Travis Kelce. Jason Kelce, you talked about the absolute dogs from Ohio, Sorsby.
Pat McAfee has never been one to tiptoe around his words. The former NFL punter turned sports commentator thrives on bold statements, contagious laughter, and a kind of on-air chaos that somehow always feels intentional. But even for McAfee, who's built a career out of saying the unexpected, his latest on-air comment about Kansas City Chiefs tight end, Travis Kelce, may have taken the internet by storm faster than any touchdown pass. It all started on a seemingly ordinary broadcast day. The Pat McAfee show was in full swing, the energy high, the caffeine levels higher. And then, in the middle of a lively discussion about the Chiefs and their current dominance, McAfee leaned forward and dropped a line that would echo across social media within minutes. "I'm just gonna say it," he declared with a grin. "Travis Kelce's got the greatest wood of all time." The studio erupted. Analysts and crew members doubled over laughing, trying to contain themselves as McAfee kept talking as if he hadn't just unleashed one of the most replayed sound bites of the year. His co-hosts choked on their drinks, the camera operators could barely hold the shot steady, and within moments, the clip had taken on a life of its own. McAfee, of course, wasn't about to back down. Still grinning, he clarified through the laughter, "I mean, hey, you all got quality wood, don't get me wrong. But nobody's touching Kelce's wood. The man's a Cincinnati legend. The best of the best. That was it." The internet had its moment. Within an hour, the segment had been clipped, posted, and shared across social media. A user named Otazatu uploaded the snippet to X, and what happened next can only be described as an explosion of memes, reactions, and sheer disbelief. By the afternoon, McAfee's greatest wood comment had gone viral. Fans quote-tweeted it with captions ranging from, "Context, please," to "Pat, never change." Sports fans and Swifties, the ever-loyal followers of Taylor Swift, collided in a rare, hilarious cultural crossover. Because as soon as McAfee's comment spread, people remembered something. Taylor Swift had just released a track called Wood on her latest album, The Life of a Showgirl. The lyrics? New heights of manhood. Manhood, I ain't got a knock on wood. It didn't take long for the connections to start flying. Swift's boyfriend, Travis Kelce, hosts a podcast called New Heights. The lyrics seemed to wink at both the show and Kelce himself, and fans couldn't help but think McAfee's remark was an accidental nod to the same thing. Coincidence? Maybe, but the internet doesn't believe in coincidences. Suddenly, McAfee's spontaneous remark became part of a much larger conversation, one that spanned sports talk, pop culture blogs, and meme accounts that usually never overlapped. By nightfall, the greatest wood was trending in 3 countries. TikTok users began remixing the audio clip into edits, pairing McAfee's words with slow-motion clips of Kelce on the field, or intercutting them with Taylor Swift's wood performance from her tour. One fan captioned their video, "Pat McAfee accidentally created the most chaotic crossover of the year." Another quipped, "Somewhere Taylor is laughing her head off." Comments flooded in by the thousands. "I can't breathe," one wrote. "We're in the timeline where sports analysts discuss Taylor Swift lyrics, and I'm not mad about it." Even Swift's fandom seemed divided between laughter and fascination. One well-known Swiftie account replied, "Preach it, Pat," followed by dozens of laughing emojis. Another posted, "I'm trying to figure out how we got from football strategy to this. How did we end up talking about wood on live TV?" By morning, mainstream outlets were picking up the story. The phrase had crossed over from social media chaos into the realm of legitimate pop culture coverage. McAfee's fascination with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift wasn't new. He'd been one of the earliest major voices in sports media to embrace their relationship publicly, praising it for bringing fresh eyes and energy to football. When McAfee joined the New Heights podcast earlier this year, he said exactly what many were thinking. "You two being together, it's incredible for football. You're opening the sport up to an entirely new audience." That genuine enthusiasm turned him into something of an honorary Swiftie among NFL fans. So when the greatest wood moment hit the air, it felt like another chapter in McAfee's ongoing role as football's loudest and most entertaining hype man. But no one expected just how far the joke would go. Over the next few days, the phrase "greatest wood" took on a life of its own. Chiefs fans began bringing signs to games referencing it. Some homemade shirts appeared online reading "Team Greatest Wood," while others cleverly merged Taylor's lyrics with McAfee's quote, "New heights of manhood, certified by Pat McAfee." Soon, even the Chiefs' own social media team got in on the fun. Their posts featured subtle nods, tree emojis, wood puns, or captions like "staying solid through the season." Fans immediately caught on. By the next home game, one camera panned to a fan holding up a sign that read, "Pat said it first." The commentators couldn't resist chuckling on air. It wasn't long before Kelce himself was asked about it. During a post-practice interview, a reporter brought up McAfee's now infamous statement. Kelce laughed, shook his head, and said, "Man, I've heard a lot of things in my career, but that one's new." "Pat's wild." The locker room reportedly burst into laughter. Teammates started jokingly leaving small wooden tokens in Kelce's locker before games, a kind of good luck charm born out of the viral chaos. Even Coach Andy Reid couldn't dodge the topic. When a journalist asked if he'd heard about McAfee's remark, Reid smirked and replied, "I think Pat's been watching too much TV." While Travis handled the viral storm with humor, fans eagerly waited to see if Taylor Swift would weigh in. She didn't say much, but she didn't have to. At her concert in Miami a week later, fans swore she winked before performing Wood, and subtly changed one lyric during the bridge, emphasizing the line "New heights of manhood" with a smirk that sent the crowd screaming. Clips of that moment spread just as fast as McAfee's original segment, reigniting speculation that the superstar was playfully acknowledging the chaos. Whether intentional or not, it cemented the phrase's place in pop culture history. By now, the Greatest Wood saga had outgrown its original context. It wasn't just about McAfee's joke or Swift's lyrics. It had become a cultural event, the kind that only happens when two worlds collide at exactly the right time. Sports podcasts turned it into recurring content. Late-night hosts riffed on it during monologues. Even comedians worked it into their sets, calling it the most unhinged yet wholesome viral moment of the year. Online, the crossover between football fans and Swifties only deepened. Fan accounts made collaborative memes, while others crafted parody videos blending New Heights podcast clips with Swift's music videos. A few enterprising fans even designed custom bobbleheads, mini Travis Kelce's holding a wooden plaque reading "One Wood Champion." They sold out within hours. The moment had transcended its origins. It wasn't just a viral clip anymore. It was a fandom fusion that represented the strange, wonderful internet culture of 2025. Of course, Pat McAfee wasn't about to let the story fade quietly. Over the next few weeks, he referenced it at least half a dozen times across his shows and guest appearances. Every time he brought it up, the audience roared. He'd grin knowingly and remind them, "Nobody's topping Kelce's Wood, nobody." It became his unofficial catchphrase, something fans quoted back at him on social media or during live tapings. And somehow, through all the laughter, the story also highlighted something deeper: McAfee's unmatched ability to bridge sports, humor, and culture in a way few others can. He's the kind of commentator who makes even the most absurd moments feel like an event worth celebrating. Months later, the viral moment still lingers. Ask any football fan about the Greatest Wood, and they'll immediately recall McAfee's wild grin, the studio's laughter, and the way the internet erupted in shared delight. It's become one of those rare crossover phenomena, part meme, part sports folklore, part pop music legend. Fans still post throwback clips before big Chiefs games. Swifties still make lyrical references, and every once in a while, McAfee will drop a sly nod during commentary just to keep the legend alive. Because in a world where news cycles move fast and viral moments vanish overnight, the story of Pat McAfee, Travis Kelce, and the Greatest Wood stands out as something different, funny, unfiltered, and oddly heartwarming. It wasn't scandal or controversy that made it stick. It was joy. The shared laughter between fans of football and fans of pop music. The internet, for once, united by something delightfully absurd. And at the center of it all, Pat McAfee, smiling, unapologetic, and reminding us that sometimes the best moments in sports have nothing to do with the scoreboard.